Have you ever experienced this exact moment? You are standing in a hallway at work or waiting in a line at a coffee shop. A native English speaker walks up to you, smiles, and asks a simple question. Hey, how is your day going? Or what did you do this weekend? It is not a difficult question. You know the vocabulary, you understand the grammar, but suddenly your heart beats faster. Your palms start to sweat. You search your brain for the perfect, grammatically correct answer. You try to translate from your native language into English. You check your verb tenses. You worry about prepositions. And because you're trying so hard to be perfect, your mind becomes completely silent. You freeze, you smile nervously, say the word good, and the conversation dies. If this has happened to you, stop whatever you are doing right now. Take a deep, slow breath in and let it out. Relax your shoulders. Unclench your hands. I want you to know that you are not alone. This happens to almost every language learner in the world. For years, traditional teachers told you that to have a good conversation, you needed to memorize massive lists of complex vocabulary. They told you that if you studied hard enough, you would stop feeling nervous. But I want to tell you a secret today. Real conversation, especially everyday small talk, is not about exchanging complex information. It's simply about building a human connection. Native speakers do not want you to sound like a textbook. They don't care if you make a small grammar mistake. They just want to connect with you. When you stop trying to be a dictionary and start allowing yourself to be a relaxed human being, the words will finally flow. Today, we're going to do something special together. We're not doing a boring grammar lesson. Instead, we're going to use our imaginations. I'm going to guide you through a real-life scenario. As I tell the story, I'll use the exact phrases that native speakers use in daily life. Every few minutes, I'll pause, highlight the phrase we just discovered, and explain it clearly. You don't need to take notes, just sit back, listen to my voice, and let your brain absorb the English naturally. Let's begin. Close your eyes or simply look out the window. Imagine it's a beautiful Saturday afternoon. You're walking down a quiet street in a new city. You step inside a warm, cozy cafe filled with the rich aroma of fresh coffee. You order your drink, turn around, and see an old friend sitting at a table. You haven't seen this friend in months. Your friend smiles, stands up, and asks, "Wow, it is so great to see you. How have you been? What have you been doing lately?" In the past, this sudden question would make you panic. Your mind would suddenly empty itself of all English words. In English, we have a specific phrase for this feeling. We call it blanking out. Blank out. When you blank out, it means your mind suddenly goes completely empty. You forget what you were going to say. Native speakers use this phrasal verb all the time. A student might say, "I walked into the exam room, looked at the test, and completely blanked out." If you forget a word while talking to someone, do not panic. Simply smile and say, "I'm so sorry, my mind just blanked out for a second." It's a natural human expression. In our story, however, you do not blank out. You take a breath, smile at your friend, and answer naturally. Your friend asks how your weekend is going. You reply, "I'm doing really well. Actually, I'm having a very low-key weekend. I'm just relaxing." Let's look at that phrase. You described your weekend as low-key. Low-key. This is one of the most popular adjectives in modern spoken English. When an event or a weekend is low-key, it means it's quiet, relaxed, and not busy. A massive party with 50 people is a big event. But if you just invite 2 friends over for tea, you had a low-key evening. Tomorrow, if someone asks how your weekend was, you don't need a complicated answer. You can simply say, "It was very low-key. I just read a book and relaxed." So back to our story in the cafe. You tell your friend you're having a low-key weekend. Your friend pulls out a chair and says, "Please sit down. We really need to catch up." Let's highlight that phrase, catch up. This is an essential English phrasal verb. When you catch up with someone, it means you talk to them to find out what has happened in their life since you last saw them. You're catching the information you missed. If I see an old colleague on the street, I won't say, let's exchange current life information. I will say, it's so good to see you. We need to catch up soon. So you sit down with your coffee and you begin to catch up. You ask your friend how your new job is going. Are you enjoying it? Your friend sighs and says, the job is good, but to be honest, I'm completely swamped by now. We have a huge project due next week. Let's examine that word. Swamped. Swamped. A swamp is a heavy, wet area of land covered in water and mud. When a person says they're swamped, it means they are covered in so much work that they can't move. They're completely overwhelmed. It's much more descriptive than simply saying, I'm busy. If someone invites you out, but you have 3 exams tomorrow, you can say, I would love to go, but I can't. I'm completely swamped this week. In the cafe, you listen with empathy. You say, I'm sorry to hear that you're so swamped. Make sure you take time to rest. Your friend smiles. Thank you. Actually, something amazing happened yesterday. Completely out of the blue, my boss offered me a promotion. Let's look at that idiom. Out of the blue. Out of the blue. Imagine looking up at a clear blue sky. Suddenly, something drops down right in front of you. It came out of the blue. This idiom means something happened completely unexpectedly, without any warning. If you receive a phone call from someone you haven't spoken to in 10 years, you can say, he called me completely out of the blue. In our story, your friend got a promotion out of the blue. You smile and say, congratulations, that's wonderful news. You must be really looking forward to starting the new position. Let's highlight that phrase, looking forward to. Look forward to. This phrasal verb means you're feeling happy and excited about a future event. You're mentally looking ahead towards something positive. At work, people write, I look forward to hearing from you. Or if you have a vacation coming up, you say, I am really looking forward to my trip. Always use an ing verb or a noun after it. I am looking forward to traveling. The conversation in the cafe continues for another hour. You laugh, share stories, and enjoy your coffee. Eventually, the sun begins to set. Your friend looks at their watch and says, well, I still have work to finish tonight. I think I'm going to call it a day. Let's pause one last time. Call it a day. Call it a day. This is the perfect phrase to end a conversation, a meeting, or a work session. It means you've done enough work and it's time to stop and go home. If you're studying English for 2 hours and your eyes feel heavy, you close your book and say silently, I'm going to call it a day. You smile at your friend, say goodbye, and step out into the cool evening air. You feel a deep sense of pride. Take a moment to realize what you just did in this mental exercise. You walked through a complete, natural conversation without looking at a dictionary or panicking. Let's quickly review our 7 natural phrases. When your mind suddenly forgets everything, you blink out. When your weekend is quiet and relaxing, it's low-key. When you talk to an old friend to hear about their life, you catch up. When you have too much work to do, you're swamped. When something happens unexpectedly, it happens out of the blue. When you're excited about the future, you look forward to it. And when you're finished working, you call it a day. These are not robotic words from a grammar book. These are the building blocks of human connection. When you practice listening to these scenarios, you build a vast library in your mind. The next time a native speaker asks about your weekend, you won't freeze. You'll simply take a breath and say, it was very low-key. I just caught up with a friend. I have a small challenge for you today. Sometime in the next few hours, use just one of these phrases in your silent thoughts. If you're feeling tired tonight, look at the clock and think, I'm going to call it a day. Every time you use a phrase naturally, you prove to yourself that fluency is possible. You are doing the quiet, invisible work that builds real confidence. Thank you for spending this relaxing time with me today. Keep listening, keep practicing your silent thoughts, and remember that conversation is a bridge to build, not a test to pass. I'm really looking forward to our next episode together. Take care of yourself, stay relaxed, and bye for now.